Welcome back. I'm Father Antonio Rivera, and today we are going to discuss Absolute Flash. Cover amazing, by the way. This right here will grab my attention like this. Absolute Flash deals with Wally West. Hands down, my favorite Flash. I do believe that Mark Waid, before he lost his damn mind, he really knew how to write comics. From Kingdom Come to the '90s Flash, all of that is very good. Wally West takes center stage. This is what the costume looks like. I I like the costume, and I don't at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It's um, it's something that is new, fresh. The design is kind of almost futuristic, but '80s futuristic. So back when I was a kid in the '70s and the '80s, this is what we would think clothing from the future will look like. So I do like that. It has that retro future look. I do like the lightning, that it's double. It does look like the boomerangs, which makes me think that Captain Boomerang might have Speed Force in his boomerangs, or it could just be that it's a strange coincidence and it wasn't supposed to look like the boomerangs. But either way, it's very good. Um, it's very weird in that it takes place in three or four different timelines at the same time. Every time he enters the Speed Force, he's here, there, everywhere. I don't like that only because it can be a headache. Give me a linear story. That's one of the things that I really liked about Mark Waid's Flash, is that everything was linear, even though he was moving back and forth through time. It was cohesive. You can actually keep up with it. You knew what was going on. Here it's a bit on the confusing side, and you could do without it. You know, all of these different storylines can be their own chapter, their own issue, and it would work perfectly. However, it seems like they're taking everything that they wanted to do with the Flash and putting it into one ball, like a big ball of string. So you have everything is connecting, but it's very difficult to decipher what is what and what is going on. Um, there is something that the art is okay on some places, but I don't know why uh, specifically Wally West, and even a lot of these, because they have Dimney in here as well, um, look androgynous. So you can't tell if this guy is a dude or a chick unless you actually read the story. They give these big eyelashes. I'm trying to find one like right here. So these close-ups of the face where kind of looks like a chick. Here's another one right here where you think that this is a girl rocker, but it's actually Wally West. I don't like that at all. If he's gonna be a boy, he let him be a boy. Is he trying to be tranny? Is he straight, gay? We don't know. Well, we do know that he's straight because we do meet Linda here, Linda Park, who, if you're familiar with Wally West, is becomes his wife and the mother of his children. This right here is Gorilla Grodd. I guess now he's just Monkey Grodd. Um, I do like a lot of the aspects behind this. Uh, ooh. However, again, there are something with the writing, the back and forth. Uh, the art isn't as crisp and clean as we did find in Absolute Batman, but it is still good. I mean, spatial reasoning. I'm not a fan of these lines as the Flash trails. Uh, that seems more like Miguel O'Hara from the Spider Verse movies. Barry Allen is in this. We don't know too much about it. I don't. I can speculate. I don't want to do that in case you haven't read this yet and you want to read it. There is one more thing here that if I had seen it in the newsstand, I definitely would have never picked this up, and that's this part right here. Um, And this is a sign of desperation. This tells me as a reader, as a collector, that the series is being canceled before the first issue hits, meaning that it is so bad you don't want to spend any money on it. Comic books nowadays are almost $4. You know, that's a lot of money if you want to be collecting, and the cover is going to bring you in. You do have to judge a book by its cover. That old saying not to do it is wrong 100%, because you are not going to pick up an issue. You're not going to start reading something if the cover doesn't grab your attention. And that whole, hey, my life depends on it, if you don't read this, tells me that it should go to the waistline. I do kind of like it. I am digging the Absolute line. There are some things in there, especially with the Rogue Gallery, that I really like. I can't stand Wally West's father in this. He seems like he's going to be very problematic, and he is the main antagonist. He doesn't seem very fatherly at all, not even a little bit. There's zero compassion for this guy, and I do know that that DC has had problems with in the most recent years regarding straight white men, that they jumped on the hate straight white man bandwagon, and it seems like that's what they did with Wally's father. Barry Allen, on the other hand, comes off as a bit of a creep, and possibly a little bit that he might be on the pedo side. That's just the impression that I got, and that's only based on his interaction with Wally. How much he trusts him, somebody that he really doesn't know that well, how much he trusts him, how much he accepts him, how he's showing him around the secret laboratory. Secret, you're not supposed to do any of that. And his whole justification is that, hey man, he's just a kid, he's here by himself, we need to help him. I think maybe because Barry knows who and what Wally is supposed to be in terms of being the Flash, and he's trying to gain good favor to help him, support him, because they're going to need his help later on. Barry does make a couple appearances throughout asking for Wally for help. I'll let you read into that, because it is very weird, and again, that goes into speculations that I have that I don't want to say out loud, because I want this to be a spoiler free, or as much of a spoiler free as possible. Again, this costume looks like it will fit perfectly in the Batman Beyond series. It really does. See, this covers like this really don't help sell the issues. I'm pretty sure that the gentleman who did it is extremely talented and very good, but it's not done in a way that's cohesive with the storyline itself. I do like what they did with Grodd. That was a nice, fun take. There is a special appearance by someone. I don't want to say who she is, but there's somebody here that will really, really opens up to the future. Actually, there's a couple of somebodies, and whew, and it's in Barry Allen's secret lab that Wally's father finds out. I don't like the new Trickster. I don't get it. The mask, the helmet, the way these people talk, you could tell they're Gen Z, because it's very difficult to understand what the hell they're saying. Just speak cohesively, concisely. I mean, you can't really say to enunciate because it's in print, so you'll be hearing it from that. But in a way where the reader can actually understand what you're trying to say, what you are saying, and what's going on. I do not like the what is it? The sister of Cold. What's her name again? I forget what it is. Again, I do like the jacket here. I know my ADD is kicking in. I don't like her character at all. her and the Trickster are supposed to be rivals, but it's too much too soon with zero explanation. Doesn't give you a chance to know any of the characters. Whereas with Absolute Batman, you get a chance to know who Batman is. You get to understand his life and what he is doing, what he's trying to do, especially coming in from regular Batman comics. It is a good, refreshing change of pace. With Absolute Flash, not so much. I will give it a 3-star rating out of 5, and that is being generous and only because it's Wally West. Again, huge Wally West fan. Been a Wally West fan since I was a kid. You know, when they really just introduced him, when he actually looked like the Flash before he got the Kid Flash costume that you saw in the Teen Titans. But and then the art is very hit or miss. There are times where it looks really great, like, you know, right here, it's just fantastic. And then there are times where it just looks like it was just phoned in a little bit. So it goes back and forth. As an artist myself, I understand that sometimes time gets away from you, especially when you're working on a big project like this. But again, man, fix this, man. Yeah, I know he's supposed to be a 15-year-old boy, but he's a boy. He's growing up to be a man. He's already attracted to a girl, so you know that he's straight. There should be no reason why he needs to be looking androgynous, that you should be questioning what his sexuality is. It's a comic book. He's a speedster. We already know a lot of his history coming in from other issues, even though this is a fresh, brand new take. And just let him be the man, you know, that he's supposed to be. You shouldn't look at him and say, wait a minute, is this a dude or a chick? Is he sausage or fish taco? We don't know. We just need him to have that part already established without questioning throughout the rest of the issue. There are a couple times where you see that eyelash thing that makes them look more feminine. We see that a couple times with Barry Allen. Towards the end of the issue, they removed that from most of the guys, especially Barry Allen, which I'm very happy about. So I guess I just don't understand. Maybe they had multiple people working on the issue and somebody just came in and they didn't know. But again, 3 stars. I do like the Absolute line. I'm leaning towards more to Absolute Batman. The costume, I do like the costume, but I don't like the costume at the same time for Absolute Flash. Again, it's how the 1980s would have envisioned superhero costumes in the future. Again, it works perfectly for Batman Beyond or for the 1 Million series that happened in I want to say it was the early 90s in DC Comics. That's my rating. Let me know what you think. Are you into the Absolute universe from DC All In? Are you not? Do you like The Flash? What is your favorite Absolute comic book? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your way in. We greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get this channel growing. And have a good, blessed, holy day.